in this existential perspective, we find that we are eroding democracy and the democratic prospect from the inside out, because surveillance capitalism, ultimately through its competitive dynamics, is driven to find its most predictive behavioral data from actually intervening in the state of play, intervening in our behavior, and helping to shape and influence, tune and herd our behavior toward its commercial outcomes. And I offer that this is the basis for the commandeering the digital infrastructure largely built by surveillance capital, commandeering this infrastructure for a new global means of behavior modification that is a fundamental challenge to human autonomy, to our right to the future tense. And with this challenge, we find a kind of erosion of democracy from within, because although it has become a cliche, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to worry about, my response to that is that if you have nothing to hide, you are nothing. That is to say that everything that makes us rich, worthwhile, and inner life, the inner resources from which we draw for moral courage, for autonomy, for self-determination, those inner resources are under siege when we live a life exposed to this new environment of stimulus response and reward and punishment, bought and paid for by surveillance revenues. But we also see democracy being eroded from without. And here we come back to the division of learning in society, because during these 20 years of more or less unimpeded growth, surveillance capitalism has garnered to itself an unprecedented asymmetry of knowledge. And I've thought about this very carefully for many years now, and I honestly do believe that this asymmetry of knowledge that has been created within this institution owned and operated by private capital must be unparalleled in the history of humanity, because they know everything about us and we know very little about them.